Hi, this is Stock Investor Davis. Let's take a look at United Health Group, reviewing its 2023 quarter 3 results, looking ahead at its full year 2023 and 2024 projections, and closing with a technical analysis of the stock price. Please like and subscribe. Starting with the income statement, we'll take a couple different looks at this information. As provided from its press release, we highlighted the figures that are most relevant to us, including its revenue, $92.3 billion from $80.9 billion, operating costs going from $73.4 billion up to $83.8 billion, and net earnings at $6 billion from $5.4 billion. All of which appear to be slight improvements, but let's dig into this and view the percentage change to confirm this idea. Looking at the changes year over year by quarter and 9-month period, we can confirm that the data is generally positive when considering its percentage breakdown. We see the revenue has grown 14+% for revenue in year over year for the quarter and 9 months ended. The operating expenses growing at the same rate as the revenue, ultimately leading to its net earnings growing 12% for the quarter and 11% for the 9 months ended. The one negative aspect to hone in on is the slight decrease in percentage of earnings taken from its revenue, highlighted in blue, which can be linked to a large jump in its interest expense. Overall, not a concern. Next, taking a different look at its revenue by segmenting it by business. A lot of highlights showing noticeable changes, mostly positive changes with a couple negative items, including its eliminations growing in volume, which is linked to its increase in revenue, and its operating margin percentage in its Optum segment in the middle of the chart. The segment declining from a margin of 7.9% to 6.9% in the year-over-year quarter, and from 7.5% to 6.8% in the 9-month ended year-over-year. Again, let's view the percentage change to get a better sense of its revenue growth. Looking at the percentage changes in revenue, we see Optum's revenue growing almost twice as fast as United Healthcare, which is noteworthy considering the two segments are sizable. United Healthcare making up $210 billion and Optum making up $167 billion in the 9-month ending. Again, the biggest fault right now is the decline in Optum's operating margin, highlighted in yellow in the middle of the report. Otherwise, each of the revenue segments is seeing nice growth. Highlighted in blue at the bottom are the top 3 segments, all of which growing by more than 14%. Moving to the balance sheet, we have a summarized version as its 10K has not been released at this time. Highlighted are the notable changes, including increases to its cash, other long-term assets, other current liabilities, and equity. We do see that the current ratio is below 1, which is not great, but considering the large amount of cash on hand, $44 billion, I have little concern here. Plus, when I look back at its last quarter's earnings report, the large increase in other liabilities to $76 billion from $57 billion has a considerable portion related to unearned revenue, which can be viewed as a good thing. Otherwise, not much more to dig into here. Switching to its cash flows statement, not many changes when compared to the 9 months ended last year. We highlighted it invested less in maturities, received more money in borrowings, and received less in its other financing activities. Also worth mentioning, the company spent another $8 billion in acquisitions, $6.5 billion in share repurchases, and $5 billion in dividends paid. Transitioning to its guidance, we note management stating its full year earnings per share expectation is between $23.60 to $23.75, which equates to about $5.59 to $5.64 for the quarter. Further, it previews guidance for 2024 in comparison to the analysts, stating it views the analyst figures to be reasonable, which we will look at in the next slide, as it reinforces its confidence in its 13 to 16% growth objective. As of 10/28, the analysts are projecting $5.64 for earnings per share in the next quarter and $23.53 for the full year. The quarter projection is on the high end, and the full year is below the range provided. Then, looking at 2024, analysts are projecting $26.30 in earnings per share and $373 billion in revenue. We'll see how these figures fluctuate over time. Wrapping up with the technical analysis, UNH trading at $524. It's consolidating between $454 and $541 since December 2021. We also marked a potential uptrend that began in July 2023. $498 is the bottom of the new uptrend if it holds up, and resistance spotted at $537. The price is okay. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.